you don't own your website name.
What?
I know.
Who?
Now we say we own it, but
Yeah.
really, all you do is lease it.
From who?
That's the story. There's a big system behind this. So first of all, you need to understand that the web address that you type in, like www, well, we don't type
Right.
it anymore, but you know, our web address, cooterconsultinggroup.com. Okay, that's not what the browser uses to find our website. It doesn't use. I mean, it gets there, but
I was going to say, what does it
It doesn't
use?
use a bunch of numbers, letters and numbers.
But how do they know
And
that?
that's called Internet Protocol. So every device on the
Okay.
computer, every device on the internet has an address assigned to it. It's a string of letters and numbers. There was a system. We need to do a different video on that. But anyway, there was an original system, and they ran out of addresses. There were so many computers on the internet and so many different devices. They ran out of addresses, so they had to come up with a new system. So they came up with one that's like 10 to the 36 power of addresses. They're not going to run out anytime soon. So
Yeah.
that's those are called IP addresses. There is a system called the domain name system, or DNS, that translates what we type, the words, like our name, into to connect it to that letter, that address.
Okay.
So that the browser can actually get you there. And it goes through 4 different servers. A system of 4 different servers to do this, and 8 different steps before it ever gets you to the. So, like I said, there's a lot going on in the background. But
Holy crap.
But the name. So we do register a name. All right.
Okay.
We think up a name. We created our name for our website, Cooter Consulting Group. It had to be unique.
Right.
It didn't exist, so it's brand new. And yet, as soon as we registered it, we didn't own it.
Well, that's rude.
The registry owns it. Okay, so there's this system. There's a company that is a nonprofit called the ICANN, ICANN, Internet Corporation for Internet Assigned Numbers Authority is the anyway. There's a department in there that tracks all these, and it's like
one of the secret departments.
It's like maintaining a big, just giant library. I mean, think about all the different domain names, right?
Okay.
And there's different, what they call top-level domains, like .com is a top-level domain, .edu,
Okay.
.gov, whatever. Those are the top-level domains. And if you go and
Now
you
we
want
got
to register,
BIZ and all those.
yes, they keep adding more. They keep adding more. And there's a fee for registering all of these. So that's one of the things I did want to mention. You have different choices as to where to register a name. You don't have to go, you may have heard of a company, I don't even want to mention the name because I don't recommend them, but there's one that does a lot of advertising, and they do this registration. Well, they're kind of like a middleman. They've been licensed to do this and to charge
who?
by the registry. So
Okay.
you've got the registry that is the authority, the place that stores all this stuff.
Okay.
And then you've got registrars, and these registrars are the dealers that handle all this, that handle the
Who
business.
knew
side.
there was this many middlemen?
And so when you go to a registrar, you pay them a fee to register that name.
Okay.
Now there's one of the things I wanted to point out is they can add charges on. So they pay the registry a certain amount.
Okay.
And I personally recommend Cloudflare as a registry.
Okay.
As a registrar, sorry, because they charge only what it costs them to register it.
Okay.
Okay. But a lot of times you pay one price to get the name, you pay a different price a year later or 2 years later to keep the name. And the price is quite a bit higher. And they just add that on because they can.
That's rude.
So you can.
Who knew there was all this crap?
Right now it's about $10, okay, a year to just the wholesale cost that Cloudflare charges.
Okay.
But others may, and the different levels the different TLDs will have different prices. So that actually the .coms that are the most common are also the least expensive.
What's a TLV?
TLD, top level domain, .com, .edu.
Oh, okay.
When you get into I don't know, .coach is one I've seen.
Really?
There's hundreds. Some of those can be $25, $30 a year.
Okay.
So, you know, you want to think about how much you want that name. And then can somebody spell it or can somebody remember it and all that.
Yeah.
But
I
digress.
And to which dot you use.
So
that's what I can't remember.
You don't actually own your name. You lease it. And you register
rude.
it. You can pay a renewal. You can renew for multiple years.
Okay.
Some of the registrars will allow you to renew for up to 10 years. But
so you can lock in a price.
You can lock in a price, and you know you've got that taken care of. Or you can do it every year. But here's another key: make sure that the email address that you give the registrar is one that you'll be checking. Because you're going to get notifications that it's time for renewal.
Yeah, we had that happen one time.
And you can actually lose your name, and that's not a fun thing. And I did have that happen. I wasn't checking that email. I was trying to be clever, and I outsmarted myself.
Yeah, we did.
And so and it cost me. So once if that name you get warnings up until like 30 days before it, you start getting notified that it's up for renewal, and then there is a little grace period. So if you miss, you do have the ability to reclaim it. But the day that name, that registration expires, someone else can take that. And there are people who their whole business is scooping those up.
Yeah.
And they scoop those up and they pay the registration fee and then they resell.
And guess
the
what?
name.
Your name is hostage.
And yeah, what we had to do was, and sometimes the registrar has they have a service set up. Well, they'll negotiate for you on your behalf, but it cost us $500
to get
back in 2006.
Yeah, to get that back. We never made that mistake again. Hopefully,
no, I will not make that mistake again. So number one, set it up for auto renewal.
Right.
Give them a credit card and just let it auto renew.
Right.
And don't even think about it. But also make sure that you're getting the emails and checking that.
Right.
And as we said in a previous video, make sure that even if you're paying someone to help you manage your website, maintain your website, whatever with your website, don't let them be the one to register and own the name. Make sure that your business is the owner.
And that you can update it and you can
registered owner of that name. Even though you don't really own it, you're leasing it. But make sure that it's your name and you're getting the notifications. Right. So thanks so much for spending this time with us. We hope
I
this
learned
has been
something
educational
new.
for you.
Damn it, I didn't want to know that.
And we will go into more detail about that series of numbers and the
good.
The IP addresses.
Because I'm so good with that.
It's a pretty cool system, and it gives you a great appreciation for the amount of work and thought that people have put into building this internet that we take for granted.
Alrighty.
So, we will see you in another video. Thanks.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Bye.